Okay, so you're going to start with a deep plie. Press your hands into the sides of your knees to push your legs out more to get a deeper stretch. You can push forward your right and left elbow one at a time to get a deeper stretch into each leg. Here we are going to go down to the ground. You're going to take just a regular butterfly stretch. Most people know how to do this. You place your feet in front of you together, fairly close to you, and you try to press your knees down to the ground on each side of you. You can also kind of flutter them up and down to loosen up your hips, and you can do the same thing we did in the plie where you push each leg down individually. Then you can try and touch your nose to your toes.
We look out and see the world. It takes everything we have to face it without a...
From here we're going to go into a straddle. Get really comfortable in this position because you're going to be here a lot. Stretch over one side of your legs and then flip to lay your nose down to your leg. Try to get as close as you can. Flex your foot back and then try and go behind your leg for a bit of a deeper stretch. Do the same thing on the other side.
Take a step. Inside our hearts are racing.
For this one, you're just going to walk your hands out, kind of like you're crawling, to get your hands as far away from your legs as you can. You can even, if your chest goes down to the ground, you can take your hands back and push your legs back a little bit farther. Make sure your knees aren't rolling in. The goal is to get your chest flat on the ground without rounding your back and reach your hands out as far as they can go. And go ahead and roll through. You're going to do this by taking your hips up and over your straddle so that you're on top of it into your middle splits. If you can't roll through yet, you can push up like I just showed so that your hips are a little farther off the ground if you need the extra support. Once you've held that a little bit, roll through and take your feet back till they're touching. It's kind of like a reverse butterfly. You look a little bit like a frog, and this is just the frog stretch that helps loosen your hips. After you've laid there a bit, you can push up onto your hands and push your hips forward to get a deeper stretch. And I've showed this from the front and the side so you can get a better sense of how to do this. Rock your hips back so that you're kind of like you're over your middle splits again, but with your knees folded in so that it's a little less extreme. I'm going to be moving through all of these fairly quickly for the sake of not having a super long video, but you are always welcome to hold each stretch as long as possible. The longer you hold it and the more you relax into each stretch, the more you're going to get out of it. Now we're going to stand up, and you can grab your leg any way is most comfortable. You can grab it by just grabbing the heel, or you can wrap your arm around as I did. If you want to, and you can reach your arm up and over to grab your leg and tilt forward. Repeat this on each side.
If it takes forever, we'll get there together. Something that's different, something you said would change it.
Now we're going to go back down to the ground, and you're going to go back to straddle once more. Walk your hands forward again, try and keep your back as flat as possible. Get your hands as far away as you can. You should be able to go a little farther this time. Try to relax completely into it. If you're tense, you're not going to get as much out of the stretch. Roll your hips up and forward so you're straddling over into your middle splits, then roll your feet back. Now we're going to go to a wall stretch. Get your butt as close to the wall as you can. It should be against the wall. Put your feet up vertically above you and then open them. Just drop into a straddle, except you're laying on your back this time, and gravity is going to do the trick for you. The longer you lay here and the more you relax, the more you're going to get out of this stretch. It is really, really helpful. I like to set a timer for 5, 10, or 15-minute intervals. The more you relax, the longer you stay here, the better progress you're going to see. And if you do these nightly and you continue to do them, then you are going to see a lot of progress in your middle splits from this stretch alone. You always want to make sure you are extremely warmed up before doing any of this though, because you can pull something and injure yourself.
Got this way, up front but never true.
Here, you can push up onto your hands, try and keep your legs in place, and then try and touch your nose to the wall without rounding your back. You want to get your chest as straight as possible. The goal is to get your chest against the wall with a straight back. You can go back down to your back, and your legs are going to be down farther, and you can lay in your wall stretch again because you should be a little bit closer to the ground this time. Do another straddle, but you're going to do it against the wall this time, and you're going to try and push yourself into the wall and get your straddle completely flat against the wall. Keep relaxing into this stretch and pushing yourself a little bit forward, trying to get as flat as possible.
Tonight I believe that you are the reason I dream, wrapped up in sheets. I'm wrapped up in everything, but here comes the light, stealing me back from you, leaving the night.
Shake your legs out, because you should definitely have felt a stretch by now. And we are going to go back once again to our regular straddle and roll through up over into our middle splits, which is our goal for this video and this stretching routine. Lay in it for the last time after you've done all these stretches. Try and get as close to the ground as possible and stay as long as you can. This is an option I added for those who are looking for a more extreme stretch and are already achieved their middle splits and are looking to take their stretching to a more advanced level. You can take 2 chairs and do your straddle across them. Relax, drop your hips as far as you can. This is a great way to stretch your oversplits, which is my current goal and what I am working on. And you can do this in a variation. You can put your hands on the ground, you can put your hands on the chair. That is the middle splits and turnout stretching routine that I've done. Hope it helped.